Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tidus Talk, episode 19, featuring special guest It's Bits. How are you doing? Actually, I didn't even ask. What do you want me to call you? Your name or It's Bits, or what do you want me?
You can just call me Bits.
All right,
Easy
Bits.
enough.
How you doing, Bits?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing
How are
well
you doing?
myself, thank you. For those of us joining us for the first time, this is an interview podcast series where I find a content creator, bring them on, ask them questions about Twitch, where they plan on going, their gaming habits, and things like that. Get to know them a little better. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As far as I usually start off with how I was introduced to your channel, in which case I'm almost certain through Bailey, your
God damn
favorite person ever, Bale Zalia, now Bear Bay. I think she just changed her name too. But anyway,
it.
I think she had me raid you one night, and you were playing Dead by Daylight, which I'm a fan of, and it was just went from there. I like the vibe of the stream, and just how your stream has evolved a lot since I first started watching.
Yeah,
So we'll talk
it's
about that a little later.
definitely evolved so many times.
All right. So for anyone who doesn't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, I'm Bits. I variety streamer. I kind of stick to one game, then move to another, move to another. I do have like my core games, which is like Dead by Daylight. The new one, which will be starting very soon, which is Hunt Showdown. I'm going to be starting that. Very grindy. I like grinding, levelly web games, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, but I have fun with them sort of games. But yeah, but that's basically me. I'm 29. I've been streaming for 4.5 years. Reached affiliate 2 years ago. Um, Gone through multiple names. We'll talk about that.
We will.
We'll definitely talk about that. It's all had valid reasons, and now we've finally stick to this one, and that's we're staying here. We're not going anywhere else. So yeah.
All right. Well, before we move on to the question portions, I'd like to let everybody know that if you're interested in getting a gift sub to Bits' channel, uh, just stick around. There's usually an exclamation point raffle, but that's not working right now. If you stick around to the end, you'll get the chance. Also, if you'd like to ask questions relevant to what we're talking about, feel free to throw it in chat. And if we find it relevant, we will put it out, say your name, say the question, and then we'll start discussing that as well. So there's also a section at the end for that if you want to wait till the end. So without further ado, let's get started. So how long have you been gaming in general? Is it a lifelong, or did you pick it up later in life?
Gaming wise, since I was very young, it was. I think where my addiction. It was probably my mother who got me into shit because we used to watch her play Resident Evil and Silent Hill
Ah,
and all them kind of games, and then we used to play this guilt trip on my mum when I was young, and I was like, because I never owned a console, and the console that we had was the PlayStation 1, but I used to play Sega Mega Drive. I used to play like Alex the Kid. I think it Alex the Kid, and there was loads of other games. Playing the rock paper scissors. Do you remember that? Was
oh
that
yeah,
Alex the
the
Kid? Yeah, yeah. That was where gaming kind of started for me, and then it kind of evolved, and I got addicted to games when I used to play Siphon Filter and Halo and Resident Evil way back, what, late 90s, because I was born '91. So yeah, it would have been when I was about 8, 9 ish, something around there.
All right, so that's a little bit later than others, but it seems like I like how you use the word addiction.
Yeah, yeah, it is an addiction, right? It's classed as an addiction now.
I
So
gotta do it. I gotta do it.
yeah, we got to play. So like I said, I used to play this guilt trip. Like I used to pretend I used to be so sad and go, and the more just get guilt trip. My mum used to go, right, go on the console when she says no. I used to go, come on, I'm bored. Why? And I used to walk around with a
Just moping about.
yeah.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite games and genres?
My games they've kind of changed through age. Like back early 2000s was FPS shooters, Call of Duty. Call of Duty 4 was the biggest thing. It kind of ruined me in school because I never used to do homework or I did. That's where my education kind of started dropping was because of that game. Because I used to come home and I used to play Call of Duty 4, and I used to play it on a little. I can't remember, it was like a 14-inch TV.
Oh,
you know the ones with the big back.
Yeah.
the big backs. And we never had internet when I was a kid. So what I used to do is on the fridge in the kitchen, I used to I used to have Buffy box sets and Angel box sets. I used to stack them and then put the Xbox on top because I had the Wi-Fi dongle that could reach to somebody else's.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was an unlocked Wi-Fi, so I used to use that. And just coming home and playing Call of Duty. And then it always used to cut off at 11 o'clock, and that was my bedtime.
So shout out to Buffy and Angel. I've got my box sets in the other room.
Yeah. I think it's because I had the hots for her. That's what it was.
Well, that doesn't explain Angel.
No, yeah. I don't. Yeah, because I used to kind of hate him because I used to have because they got together in this series. Spoiler alert if you never watched it. But they kind of got together, then they kind of broke up, then on and off. Yeah. I used to hate him. I used to have the hots for Angel.
So, what are some of your fondest gaming memories?
Gaming memories. It has to be back then because that was my prime for gaming. Was with Call of Duty 4 and coming home and no, actually, it was getting #1 goalkeeper in the world on FIFA. Yeah, because I used to go into tournaments and everything, and reaching #1 goalkeeper in FIFA for 3 years straight was a gaming highlight.
Oh, through actual tournaments and stuff, or
yeah, through tournaments. Yeah, this was back 2000. I think it was 9, 10, 11, or 10, 11, 12. Our team used to be at the top, the leaderboards, and we used to have rivals, which they was called the Syndicate at the time. And we was called, what was we called? Club Inform, we was called. And there used to be another team up there called Babe Station, which over here is a place where adults can ring people.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know you had any competitive background.
Yeah, I had FIFA was definitely my most competitive because we used to do tournaments. It was new enough monthly tournaments, and I used to go around to my grandma's and I used to cut it short because I had a FIFA tournament at 7, and then 2 in the morning because I play a lot with Americans. Most of my gaming friends are American. So yeah, I used to be staying up till 5 in the morning. That's why my sleep schedule is always all over the place.
All right. So what are some upcoming games that you're looking forward to?
Hunt Showdown. I've been eyeing that game now for just over a year, and it's got to that aspect where if anyone doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't.
It's I don't. If you played Escape from Tarkov, or it's an arena. So you get a map. It's a 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer map. I think 16 players go in it, either solos, duos, or trios. So it is kind of like a battle royale, but it's not. So you go in there. It's a horror. It's like a Western horror. So there's zombies, there's dogs, there's weird butchers with hooks in their arms and dismemberment and all that kind of stuff. And your objective is to find 3 clues in the map. And you go and find these clues, and once you find them, you get the location to where the boss is, which is the bounty. Then you go there, collect the bounty by killing the boss. And then you can either decide to extract, or you could decide to go and be a bit greedy and go on to the other the other bounties, hunters that are in the game, and get their bounties, what they've collected, and be the king of the hill, basically. And as soon as you extract, the game's over with. So you're always chasing other bounty hunters, and it's realistic and all that kind of stuff.
So if you extract, does it stop the game for everybody or just you?
For everybody.
Okay.
For everybody, if you have both bounties, there's 2 bounties. So if you have one, there's still one out in the world, so the game will continue, but I will still extract. If I have both, the game will end.
Gotcha. Interesting. So that's it. That's like that's what you're focused on in the future.
There's, well, we got there's that. I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk, but that's been getting put off. It was meant to get released in what, April this year?
Uh, yeah, it was supposed to. Now it's no. I was actually part of the gaming news. This comes out November 19th, I think. Now.
Yeah, and that's just been recently pushed back to November 19th.
Yeah.
Mate, I am looking at Watch Dogs as well, Syndicate, just because it's in London, and I'm interested in games that are within the country I live in. You don't get many,
Right.
so yeah, I'm interested in that. And maybe the new Elder Scrolls.
But that's a couple years away, isn't it?
Yeah, 21, 22 maybe. Don't know. No confirmation on that yet.
Right. All right. So, what games are you currently playing, both on and off stream?
I don't actually game off stream.
Really?
Yeah, I don't game off stream because I feel like do I need to game off stream? Because like when I'm on stream, I'm me on stream. So I don't see the point in streaming off unless you just want to sit back, chill, have take your top off or whatever, just your morning hair and stuff. But yeah, I use it as when I game. It's like if I'm gonna go play some Dead by Daylight, I may as well stream so nobody misses anything in case they kind of watch me progress through the game and get better and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
But besides Day by Day, what are you currently playing on stream then?
So Dead by Daylight, we have just completed The Last of Us 1 for the first time. Very good game. And I've just completed Season 1 of Life is Strange. We did that on stream. Very good games. I really like the butterfly effect kind of games.
Yes, it was really good.
Really love them games. I am looking forward to the new. We just played Man and Medan, and they're bringing out one. Is it that Little Hope?
Little Hope, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well, and because we had some good scare moments. I get scared not by what I see, by sound. So loud screeches or anything, yeah.
Scratches in the back, just.
Yeah, funny reactions from that.
I still have to play Man of Medan. I've got it sitting waiting for somebody else to play with me.
So. You got you're playing it co-op?
Yeah, the plan is to play with co-op with somebody I know, so we'll see when that happens. You still play Satisfaction at all? Or Satisfactory?
I've not played it recently. I played it for a good month and a half straight. That's where majority of my current community is from the Satisfactory. Before that is Dead by Day. So my main community is from Dead by Day, like Satisfactory. And Satisfactory was a game I grinded, near enough 10 to 12 hours a day, maybe more than that.
Wow.
Hitting it hard, and there will be a day in the next few months where we're going to be coming back to it, maybe before patch 4, update 4. But yeah, it's a very grindy game. That's what
drew you to it?
Yeah, that's where my games come from, is grindy games.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the streaming stuff. So the question is going to be altered a little bit than it usually is. So, what have been your Twitch names, and why have they been your names, and why have you changed them?
Wow.
So what was your first one, if you can remember?
My first ever Twitch name, I think it was Pro Steve. That's because that's what it was on Xbox. Yeah, it was just Pro Steve. I don't know why Pro. Maybe because that was my FIFA days and I was a professional FIFA player. Then Chat, you have to help me out here. Joe, you will have to help me out with my other names because I've had so many. I had Kingpin. That was because a friend of mine said if you shaved your hair, you're going to look like Kingpin from Marvel. I'm Spider-Man. So, because I have the same build as him and stuff.
And I know before It's Bits was Shadow 4K, right?
Yeah, Shadow 4K. That was that name I chose because I was classed
Shader
yeah,
4K.
I changed that name after Nightwolf. I had Nightwolf. Oh my god, the worst name I ever had. The Nightwolf Live. Don't know why that was a thing. I am a very undecisive person, as you can tell.
Well, you said earlier that this was it. It's Bits is it. So why it's Bits?
this is it. This is it. Is because I it's if you want to grow on any form of streaming or content creating, you need, and I tell this to the community all the time, you need something snappy, something people are going to remember, and it just got to roll off the tongue. So Bits. Okay, I couldn't have Bits, and I have spoke to Twitch support, and they said that the account that has Bits has not been active for 9 months. If it hits a year, I can have the name.
Oh,
So, um,
but it's Bits isn't back. It's like, who's that? It's Bits.
yeah. So that's the reason I put the It's. So have you watched It's Bits on YouTube? Or, oh, look, it's Bits. Oh, kind of rolls off the tongue.
Right.
But like I said, it's a marketing thing as well. Is I watch a lot of is it Devin Nash? David Nash? I forgot his name now. But he's very analytical, and he's got some really good points on why you should do certain things for different things if you want to grow as a content creator.
Right.
But like Bits, it just rolls off the tongue, and yeah, it's more of a marketing thing. So no one wants to see a long name with numbers in it.
No, they really
So yeah, so or what it's like if you like went to go and search like my old name, like Mr. Kingpin 91, they're not going to know it's got two N's in there, or it might have had two I's, or it might have a 91 with different. It might have had a 9I or something. But it's all about marketing. So that's basically what it is. But Bits, it just rolls off the tongue, and it's quick and snappy.
don't. Okay, so what drew you to streaming?
Wow. It was actually. It wasn't actually streaming in general. It was I was more of a YouTube creator before I was a streamer. I took a lot of inspiration from Syndicate and it was Minecraft way back in the day. I used to watch a lot of Minecraft, and then I decided to start creating Minecraft content because of Syndicate. You know Syndicate?
I don't think I do.
Is very big in the UK. He's very big in the world, to be honest. He's probably going to a topic that probably come up, but it's a touchy subject recently with all this news going on with Twitch, women exposing men.
Yeah.
So he was part of that, but it was all false and stuff. But yeah, and I watched him way back in season 1 of when he used to play Minecraft, and then going through seasons, and yeah, and then I started doing YouTube, and then I was like, you know what, I've got a laptop. That's what I used to stream off. That's when my career started on Twitch. I was streaming off a laptop, and that was it. And a big 32-inch TV with my chat on it. But yeah.
All right. So what do you like best about streaming, and what do you not like about it?
Streaming, the best thing about it is direct feedback, direct communication between you and your community, and because the reason I like that compared to creating content for YouTube is because of that reason. You have direct support to your community. You can see if they like it or not. You can see instant reactions, and everything is kind of leading to digital anyway. So not a lot of people watch TV anymore. It's all online new enough. And I think this where Twitch is and live streaming is, it is a good platform for content creators and all that kind of stuff. But I really enjoy it. I prefer it to recording videos, because recording videos, you could sit there for 6 hours to record, but you don't have the energy from your chat to boost your morale whilst you're playing it.
Right.
So when you get to around the 3 hours, you feel like, oh, you're feeling a bit tired and all this kind of stuff, and you've got to take a break. But if you're streaming, you don't have that because you have the moral support of your chat and your community behind you.
Absolutely true. We already mentioned how long you've been streaming for, so who are some of your favorite streamers to watch?
Ooh, I really like um, Tim the Tatman. Really love Tim the Tatman. This was way back. I don't really watch him as much now. I watched him when he used to do a lot of Overwatch. I watch a lot of True Talent. Um, I also watch Josh OG, variety streamer. It's mainly variety streamers I watch, because I really like Grims as well. And I never used to like Ninja. That's just me, personal opinion. Just because it was very one-sided. Fortnite wasn't my sort of game. PUBG was my sort of thing. So Shroud. I did get into a professional esports team with PUBG, called Team Crew. Who was in the NA rosters. Because you could have 3 Americans in a team and 1 international. Now is the international in Team Crew.
I didn't know that that was a thing. Like you couldn't have
Yeah,
like an all international team, I guess, or
yeah. It's because it's an NA league, but
oh,
there's also
gotcha.
an EU league. So if it was EU, the other way around.
Okay,
But
that's
yeah,
interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah.
All right. So, what are your goals and aspirations for your channel?
Is to grow. Basically, I'm all around positivity and having a laugh. Um, I fully support everything out there. Um, I want to grow. Uh, a lot of people sometimes say they don't, um, because they feel it's more, they want to do it more for fun. I totally get that, but I kind of want to do it as a full-time job. I think most people who are on Twitch kind of do want to do it as a full-time job, and I'm one of them people. But yeah, 1 million subscribers. Should we put in? But I don't think it's all about subscribers for me. I think it's just more having a positive community, to help each other, because everyone has something hidden. There's a reason they want to join the communities, because there's something, they just kind of want to escape life.
Right.
And I want to create a home for our people just to come in and just to have a laugh and interact with other people, because they don't like doing or getting socially interacting with the people away from the PC or a computer. So I want to create a home for people to do that.
And it's cool to hear that, honestly, because I know a lot of people who will look for the positive communities and more like the Nintendo games and whatnot, Animal Crossing and Pokemon. Uh, a lot of people probably think, oh, DBD, this is going to be a community that's toxic or, always is making fun of people or whatnot. So to hear that when most of your games are like even horror related is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think what it is because, with DBD, it's known, its reputation is known to be a toxic game, um, because you're always bullying the killer or the killer's bullying the survivors by camping, etc., etc. So there is a lot of toxicity within that, but I still try to keep the positivity, even though when someone is doing it, um, sometimes you just can't help it. And yeah, he's being a bit of a ass. So yeah, but yeah, it's just all about the positive. I support all, like, the LGBT community. Um, like, the reason I kind of supported that fully was because my mother kept a secret for so long. Like, she was gay. I knew for years and years, and she didn't know that I knew, until later on when I started putting the hints out there when I was doing it, and I felt like she didn't think she could get support from her family, and then eventually she come out to us and was like, "We know." And she was like, "Oh, did you?" So I was like, "Yeah," but yeah, that kind of community I do support. I have been to the Manchester Prides with her to support her, and that was the happiest place I've ever saw her. She was kind of just jumping around, dancing and everything. She's just transformed.
That's
She was
awesome.
there
It's good when
and
people can be
went there. And
themselves.
it was good memories. Yeah, there's some good memories. But yeah,
All right, so Joe, saying that, so that means you're looking for a partner and beyond. Then I assume.
yes, yeah. Well, I'm going heading for partner. I have sent a few applications in before. They have been denied. I think I sent off two. We did receive partner when I was Shader 4K.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, I did receive Shader 4K, and then because I was a big PUBG player, my chat was kind of blowing up, um, and I brung a friend of mine who I've been playing PUBG with for 10 years, 11 years. Well, no, it wasn't PUBG, but gaming with him for 11 plus years. And he said an inappropriate word on stream, um, and 45 minutes later, my channel shut down, and I was banned for 3 days and lost a partnership. And I was meant to be on the front page on the 26th of January 2018. I think it was 2019 last year. Um,
That's
and
rough.
I lost my partnership, and that name Shadow 4K got blacklisted from being partner again. Reason I changed to its bits.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I had no
Yeah,
idea about any of that. That sucks.
yeah.
But
It
like,
was it was a kick in the teeth. I took it. It kind of demoralized me a little bit after that. I kind of took maybe 3 to 6 months off, something like that.
yeah, there was this period where I was just like, you didn't come on, and then I saw this It's Bits
Yeah,
come on. I was like, I don't know who that is, and oh, it's you.
yeah. And I come back because last year was a crazy year. Um,
This one's pretty
I
crazy too, to be fair, for
yeah,
different
yeah,
reasons.
yeah. So like January is when January, December 2018, 2019 is when I found out I lost the partnership. Um, then I broke up with my ex in June. This is while I was off streaming, on streaming, coming back to streaming kind of thing. And then I moved back home going June 22nd of last year. And I got back into streaming September. I think it was September last year by doing GTA RP. I
That is
did
quite
that.
the year.
Yeah. Um,
You're
but yeah,
making
there's
pretty good strides, though, from what I've seen.
yeah, yeah, we've definitely growing pretty fast this last 3 months, 4 months. Obviously, with the current situation in the world, um, the growth on the channel has been crazy. We had a bit of an incident where the PC I was using had to go back to its owner, which was my friend at the time. Um, he needed it back because these parts of his PC or something was breaking, so got that sent back to him. And I wouldn't have been able to carry on streaming after that because I didn't have a PC or finish my uni work, which needed to be done by the end of June. And the community was insane. I literally was crying on stream. It was mad. In 3 days, they raised just over £1,500 for me to get a PC.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's where it's been at since then. It's been absolutely insane. That last 3 months. Sorry, not the first. Last 3 months have been mad. Been absolutely mad.
All right. What are some of your interests and hobbies outside of gaming?
Um,
Are there any?
God, I do. It's like I loved playing football. I don't play it as much now. Um, but other than that, no. I think it's just family orientated, really. That's basically it. Um, I
That's not
don't
an
watch much
uncommon
TV.
answer for this.
Like it's just mainly streaming, either recording, streaming, going to bed, watching whatever I'm watching recently. I'm currently watching Hannah. Um, but that's it.
I
That's
mean,
basically it.
it makes sense with as hard and as much. It's required for somebody who wants it as much as you do to do this for a living. You've got to put the effort into it. So, I mean, it makes sense that you wouldn't be doing a lot else.
Yeah, yeah. Like this last 2 3 months kind of opened my eyes to what, because like I said, for streaming for 4 years and having its ups and downs, um, and then this last 3 4 months, I've kind of fully focused on what I kind of want to do. Brand. As soon as I changed my name to Bits, which was um, April of this year, um, my channel just started going up and up and up ever since I changed it.
Awesome. So now we'll move on to the more personalized questions. So, and we might get into this, might go a little bit later because you said art is going to be part of the discussion later as well. So, where did the melons come from? How did that
The
become a thing?
melons. It's a thing. Like growing up, I've always called people, "You're a melon. Stop being a melon." Like I never thought of it like it's the small things that make things big. Like
It is.
I always used to call people like a melon and like basically stop being stupid. You're being an idiot, right? And I call it myself all the time. And then I was like, hold on, I've just changed my name. I was just like, why do I not use it? Because you need something to represent your brand. And I can see the chat now putting the, the emotes in. It's yeah, it's good. I really like it. I never thought of using it before. It was just pictures of me. But yeah, it's kind of something that's grown to be a good thing around my brand, and the melon represents. We call him. Well, I call him Melon Malone.
Melon Malone.
Yeah. But yeah, that's we have him.
All right. You mentioned YouTube earlier. How long have you been doing YouTube, and what's the status of that for you?
YouTube is just a place for me right now. Like I said, creating a new brand, I kind of want to make exposure everywhere else. You can't just keep it on one platform. You kind of got to use Instagram, Twitter, all this kind of. And you can't put the same content on all different platforms. And YouTube is a place for me to put archives or different content for my viewers on Twitch to watch that I won't normally stream. So the games I won't stream is what will be on YouTube. So, like I said, Instagram is where, like, I put clips. YouTube is where I put video archives. So I'll bring VODs down, cut them up, edit them, put them in there. So it's a different experience from what you get on Twitch. And then Twitter is social announcements. Discord is the command center. It's the hub. It's where everything is. But YouTube it's growing slowly, and it's something I'm not focusing on and like pushing. That's mainly for Twitch. But YouTube, if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right.
And it's just a place for me to put videos, mainly daily. But I need to get some videos ready for the next few weeks.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to. All right. So in that case, I'm going to, while I'm throwing the links in there, if you want to, where can everybody find you at your various platforms?
Right. So with YouTube, it's just bits. That's basically it. But there's quite a few of them. And obviously, with me still being small on YouTube at the minute, it's still very small. Not much exposure on there, so you have to go down a lot. On Twitch, it's underscore bits. Instagram is it's bits official. A lot of as you can see, bits is I'm guessing a popular name. And on Twitter, it's bits.
All right. So if you do not follow It's Bits, I recommend doing so. I put the link to his YouTube and Twitch in the chat. So if you don't already follow him, that's where you can go do so. So we will move on from the question portion to your topic, which was, let's get this, streaming and art.
Yeah,
So what specifically about streaming did you want to talk about?
it was basically art to go with streaming. So I've always enjoyed art. Um, I've grown up with art. I took it on from my mother, then I did it, and then my sister got into it, and she does all stuff with art and everything now. It's kind of been like kind of running the family. Um, I got a art piece in the Lowry Museum in Liverpool,
Really?
which was when I was 16. I think I was 16. It was my actually my GCSE piece, my final piece, my art exams that actually got put into the museum, and somebody else, which was my teacher's husband, wanted to buy this piece of samurai armor I made for £2,000,
Whoa.
which is yeah, which is insane. But like I said, I've always done art, and I think people who stream should always look at the skills they have outside of streaming and put it into the content and stream. I think it's very vital to show people who you are. Because like I do commissions, I never used to do commissions for other people. Until people started recommending and coming up to me going, "Oh, can you do this and do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, of course, of course." And I've always liked art, always liked art, and it's something I've kind of wanted to integrate, like doing overlays, doing emotes, doing your banners, doing all this kind of stuff. And I do enjoy doing it as well. It's the reason I like my graphics tablets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know you did any kind of art until recently, and then I figured out you did your own emotes for all the melon stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I wish I had any artistic ability.
Yeah, it's just all my art is new enough self-taught. I did pass with straight A's in school, high school. Then I did a bit in college, and then I kind of dropped out of it. And then I left college because I just got lazy, um, and gaming kind of took over at that point. This is when I was like 18, 17, 18. And yeah, it was just I just got it was that was the point in my life I was kind of like I just don't want to do anything with school. And then last year, when I turned 28, I was just like, you know what, I kind of want to do something with my art. That's when I applied for university and been doing my art degree, bachelor's in that and stuff.
Oh, so I was about to say, so you're still in school now then?
Yeah, I kind of went back like the last year. I could do it. I do it from home.
Right.
And like every Sunday, every Monday, I get my portfolio for the week, and they'll go, right, your assignments. This is everything you've got to do for this week. Send it to us by Sunday, and then it gets checked, and we get everything back on the Monday.
Huh. How long before you should be finished?
3 more years on that.
Oh, in for the long haul though.
Yeah, definitely a long haul. 3 years. What would that be? 2023. Should be done for that, and then I might go for the masters. It just depends. But it just depends on where I am, and what I'm doing in life, then, because there's a lot of time between now and then, so everything changes.
All right. So, anything else involving art and streaming? Because I mean, you've integrated it pretty well. Like you said, you're taking commissions. Although you recently, I saw a post in your Discord, you've had some issues with some of those.
Yeah, I suppose this can be a little a thing. So, if you are a person that creates commissions for other people, make sure you copyright your own work. if you don't copyright your own work, they could have free reign, whatever you want to do with it. So recently, I'm not going to say any names, but I did some work, which was a full stream package for a certain client, which is overlays, banners, logo, emotes. Took me about 3 weeks to get it all done. And what happened is I sent him a downscaled version of his logo and some of his other stuff and his other assets, and with watermarks and showing that it was copyrighted by me. And he edited the images and took the watermark off and put it onto his merch and started using it as his brand. So then I informed him. I just give him a bit of a warning. I said, "You can't be using this. You're using it. I'm not giving you the commercial use for these, or it's because you're not paid for them yet." And in the documentation that they would have received after completion, after full payment, because I did that as a favour for him. That's a bit of a learning lesson for me. We'll have the documentation for him to use commercial rights if anyone questions him about it or anything. So then they can come to me and I can speak to him. But he never paid. He just went silent. He ignored all my messages. Then I found out he was using it on his merch, and using it for his content and his animations and his videos. And I contacted Twitch support and Streamlabs because that's where he was using it, and I showed them the evidence and they took it down.
Well, at least you got that. I mean, hopefully that shows him you just don't take advantage of people.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if it was just a logo, but it was a full stream package. It was 3 weeks' work that I could have been working on someone else's who's actually paid and stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's basically theft. And the Twitch channel got taken down, and the Streamlabs is still up, but the merch is down. So, but yeah, always copyright your stuff.
Yes. Take care of yourselves and don't be jerks to others.
If you design anything, make sure you copyright everything.
All right. Was that about all you wanted to talk about as far as that goes, or is there?
Pretty much, yeah. No, I suppose I do get a lot of questions. Is like, what do I use, and for streaming and stuff.
Feel free. I'm looking to upgrade mics and cameras soon, so this could be a useful discussion for me as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, because they have the money, they have to get the best things, right? So, great example, and I've done it just to show you on the podcast, is this right here is obviously a green screen. But we talked about this before we started, and I was showing you.
Yeah.
This behind me is a green screen. It's just a picture of my room, but from a different angle. And then all you got to do is just match your lighting. So I've got 2 lights here, which are in Elgato, by the way, which are like £180–190. And I got them from Amazon for about 40 quid, which are 2 standing lights, and they fade, they dim, they change colours, they do what they need to do. So you don't need to buy expensive stuff if you do want to get some good lighting.
Right.
And they're just USB powered. That's all they are, and comes with an on and off switch and a dimmer. I can even control it from the PC. And I've got 1 light here that's projecting blue, which is obviously, as you can see, the blue light behind me in my room is projecting blue, so it kind of matches. Because to get this kind of picture without doing what I've done, is you need a DSLR camera and you need a stream link. So that's about average £650, which is about $750, something like that. And all this is just a picture with a Gaussian blur over the image, replacing the green screen, and then just matching the lighting with the cheap lights and all that kind of stuff.
Stream Tricks with its bits.
Mm-hmm. Stream Tricks.
What kind of microphone do you use?
I use this is the expensivest thing I ever bought, because I feel like the audio needs to be on point for stream. I don't know how it's being represented through Discord right now. I don't know what that sounds like, but it is a XLR Shure SM7B which is an expensive mic. And I had to buy a mixer to go with that. You do need a USB interface. And in total that was about 600,
Whew.
700. So, but it is the main thing you kind of need.
Right.
There is some really good ones out there. I used to use cardioid mics, which are USBs, Blue Yetis, and all that kind of stuff. But I shout a lot on stream, and even with a compressor on them, it still peaks. It still sounds robotic, and as you know, I scream a lot when I play horror games. And this kind of helps me out. Helps me out a lot. So, but yeah, it's a bad boy, but it's worth it.
Yeah, audio would, in my opinion, would be the most important. Visuals you can tinker with, or can be a little less clear, and they may not have the best videos or video visuals on the other end, so it may not matter if you have the fanciest visuals. But audio, having clear audio, is very important. So
yeah,
I would agree with that.
Definitely. It's the same with there's a lot of people, and me personally, I do it as well. Is like, do you need a webcam or do you need a cam? A webcam or no cam? And I think it's up to the creator themselves. It depends on the game they're playing. I change it for the depend on the game I'm playing. Because, for example, if I'm playing Skyrim, I like to get immersed into the game. If I'm playing GTA RP, I like to get immersed in the game. So I'm going to be speaking and playing from that character, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and if you've got a webcam up in the corner, that is kind of off-putting. It kind of like, wow, what? I can see you. It doesn't work well, especially with GTRP. So, as a tip is if you are wondering, I kind of switch it on and off. So, when I don't want to use it, I don't want to use it. If I want to use it, I want to use it. It's up to you. It's not something you should be forced to do, but do it when you feel like you want to do it. That's the best way to describe it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it.
All right. Well, there's a little bit more, I think, to talk about Twitch, but there's a news story related to that, so we'll get to that when we hit that. So thank you for bringing that discussion into the stream, and we will go ahead and move on to gaming news. So there's been a lot in the last month or so since the last episode. I'm going to read them off, not super quickly, but semi-quickly, and if you have, like I said, any opinions or thoughts on it, let me know. I got, like I said, a long list here. First, I'll start with big games that have been released in the last month. I'm sure there's some I've missed, but the big ones that I've read, Persona 4 Golden hit PC, which it was on Vita exclusively before. Last of Us 2 came out, and then the Isle of Armor DLC for Pokemon Sword and Shield. The big thing that happened in the last month is the PS5 reveal event. I'm not sure if you saw that or how much you pay attention to the console side of things.
Yeah. Well, console is... I don't really look at Xbox right now. I kind of look at PlayStation because Xbox is integrated with PC now anyway.
Right.
So if you are a PC user and you're deciding, do I get an Xbox or a PlayStation 4? Get a PlayStation 4 because you can... The Xbox beta app, you can... Microsoft Store, all the Xbox games are on there anyway.
Right.
So... You get better graphics on PC, not PC Master Races.
Right.
That's a point of opinion, but PlayStation 4 has some great exclusives. I did watch it, and we live streamed it as well for some live reactions. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to quickly go over the games that were in that event because there were a lot. So we've got Bug Snacks, Little Devil Inside, Soul Ash, Jet the Far Shore, Goodbye Volcano High, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Stray, Project Athia, Destruction All-Stars, Returnal, Oddworld Soulstorm, Astro's Playroom, Pragmata, Godfall, Ghostwire Tokyo, Hitman 3, Sackboy A Big Adventure, GTA 5, NBA 2K1, Deathloop, Demon Souls Remake, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Gran Turismo 7, Resident Evil 8 Village, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Horizon Forbidden West. So a massive event they had. I didn't think it was going to be an hour plus long, and it was, and they showed off some amazing stuff.
Yeah. There was a few things in there that I definitely are looking forward to.
What sticks out the most for you?
For me, it was Kenna.
Kenna was a surprise for me.
Yeah, it looked insane. The cute little Furby things, like
Yeah.
the visuals on that looked insane.
I've seen so many people's reaction when at the end they like defeat the enemy and the forest just kind of flourishes all of a sudden, and people were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, but like with these, I kind of with all these kind of reveals, I do take them with a pinch of salt,
Absolutely.
just because I always get hyped with something and then they downgrade it, and I'm just like, why? I know it's a marketing thing, like The Last of Us 2, like they downgraded that a lot. I don't want to put any spoilers because it is very new, but they in the trailers they released in 2018 looked great. The animations looked great. In release, I went to a same point in the trailer and did exactly the same thing just as a test, and it looked totally different.
What are you
It
playing on?
changed
Just out of curiosity,
on PlayStation.
a pro
on
or a
different-
regular?
Just normal.
Okay, so I wonder what the difference would be on a pro because I don't have a pro either.
Yeah, the difference on the Pro is just 4K graphics. That's it.
All right. For me, Spider-Man coming out this year is pretty big. I'm going to be playing the first one actually pretty soon after I finish Last of Us Part 2. And
Yep.
I'm always a Ratchet and Clank. I've been a fan from the start, so seeing that, I'm really happy. Other than that, yeah, I mean, surprises for me would be Kenna, and then what was the other one? People might laugh.
Horizon
Sackboy.
Zero Dawn.
Horizon, I mean, I'm not surprised. We knew that was coming, but it looks
Yeah.
great, so I am looking
Yeah.
forward to that. But
Yeah, even like the first one, like when that one come out, Horizon Zero Dawn, that's when a lot of people turned their heads more to PlayStation. It's like them graphics was insane, and the scale
oh yeah,
was insane, and that's when other and creators were looking at going, how can we do this? And then I watched a behind the scenes video on how they did it, and then after they showed that, a lot of devs and other companies started doing that same technique. It was insane.
that's awesome, and I'm happy for the studio too because they were just pretty much the Killzone studio,
Yeah.
and then they came up with this open world action RPG, and now they've just blown up. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. Also for that event, we had the console reveal. So what is your take on how it looks?
I like it compared to the Xbox. I think it looks better. It looks very SpaceX.
Right.
Um,
Right.
Yeah, it looks definitely very SpaceX. It looks
Very
and then I
different
saw-
with the
I s-
white.
Yeah, I saw all the memes afterwards, and I was like, "Why did you spoil it for me?" I wasn't thinking of that when I first saw it. Now I'm seeing a good old
Routers and
letters.
fans and
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good.
I agree. So are you going to go digital edition or the disc edition?
Digital. Yeah.
They also showed.
I'm not. So I'm not a person that likes to collect discs and stuff. I think it's just. I know there's people out there who will probably hate me for not doing that, but I don't like collecting.
I do.
Xbox
I do
stuff.
collect the games themselves. So, but I don't
Yeah.
hate you for that. Otherwise, I completely understand. It'd be so nice if on my Switch I didn't have to take out cartridges wherever I'm at.
Yeah,
But I do it anyway.
yeah. So like, I think what it is, it just comes down to just being lazy. I think because like I used to go to midnight openings
Right.
of game releases. Like I went to the GTA 5 opening, and there was a queue that was I didn't get home until 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning after a midnight launch. But now you can just get it pre-downloaded the day of and launch it at midnight. So if
Right.
there's, I only do that with the games I want. For example, like the games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Kenna, I'm gonna pre-install them and get them ready for launch, and then get them going then.
And I'm going to be the guy who's sitting there waiting for the store to open at 10 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, so I'll be 10 hours into it.
Oh no, you'll be like 16 hours into it because of your time
Well,
difference.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah.
And then I think it was within the last few days they actually showed the first box art, so we know what it's going to look like. We still have the blue cases, but now it looks like a black top or a white top
Send these.
instead of a white top.
Send these.
So they showed that for the Spider-Man reveal.
Oh, I see that now. Yeah. Yeah, it's very much similar. Just changed the white to blue, right? Kept the blue case. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's fine, nothing major, but I think they're just lining it up with the console itself, with all the white being added.
Yeah.
All right. So with that event being over, we've got. So I don't know if there's any No Man's Skies players here, but June 11th, they went crossplay with all systems. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad more games are going the crossplay route so that we can all play together no matter what we're playing on.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I remember that.
Control, which is a game I heard a lot of great things about but never got to play, has been announced for PS5 and Xbox and Series One X.
Control.
Control.
Yeah, I've not played that as well. I'm guessing they're
believe.
doing that because of the RTX ray tracing.
I think so, because when I read it on before this, the PC version had ray tracing, but the console version did not. So
Yeah, yeah.
I imagine they'll up all those visuals and whatnot.
Yeah.
Apparently, AT&T is reportedly looked to sell their Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment gaming divisions, which is NetherRealms, Avalanche, and Rocksteady, which is interesting. They don't get their IPs don't go with them, so like Batman and Harry Potter do not necessarily come with them, but the studios themselves are up for sale, and I guess Xbox is actually looking heavily into being the one who buys them, so that could be very interesting. Star Wars Squadrons was revealed to be out in October. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory was revealed as a rhythm game that'll be out this year. Cyberpunk, we talked about, delayed till November 19th. I've heard a lot of people were like not happy with that, but that was only, I think, a month or so after the previous one, right? Or was it a couple months?
The Threadripper?
The Cyberpunk.
The Cyberpunk, yeah. That's what? No, is it November?
It's November 19th now. I don't know what it was before.
Yeah, it was. It first got announced. It was meant to come around my birthday, which is April 4th. I think it was meant to come out like April 11th.
And then it got pushed.
And it got pushed back to June, July, and then it got pushed to August, I think, September, and now.
Okay, so a couple months. 4 times. So yeah. We'll see if it makes this year or not.
Yeah,
at
we'll
this
see.
rate.
I think it'll come out. I'm guessing they're just pushing it for next gen consoles now.
Was that Jom says Grounded is crossover. Will you be playing it with your chat bits if it's for all consoles?
Grounded is a game that is actually something I'm looking forward to, which I forgot earlier. I don't know if you've seen it or anything.
I have
not. Is a Microsoft Studio, and it is. I think it might be an exclusive. I don't know, but it's basically. Have you seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically it's that. So you're a very small person in a garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very cartoonish, but you're going up. You got to fight the big creatures like spiders, rats, and all that kind of stuff. So it is. Think of I think it's a 4-man survival. Think of Subnautica, but in a garden.
Okay.
And yeah, just basically Subnautica, but just in a garden, and you're going around, go and explore, go and find stuff that should be very small, very large. And you get to build bases, go around with your friends and make spears and go on out adventuring into the garden of the wilderness and find hidden secrets.
I'll have to take a peek if you stream it at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right. There was a new skate game announced.
Yes.
You perked up a little bit for that one. Are you a skate fan?
I used to play a lot of skate. I was very much a skateboarder when I was a kid. I used to have the baggy pants and the chains on my pants. Yeah, and I used to play a lot of Skate 1, 2, and 3 and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
I was going to ask, so what excites you more, the remaster of Tony Hawk or the new Skate game?
It has to be the remaster of Tony Hawk.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time was announced.
They
came out and said it's going to be 100 plus levels, which is quite a bit for a Crash game. I think they average around 30 in the first 3 games, so that's quite the difference.
Yeah, I've not looked much into that. That's not a remaster, is it? It's a brand new.
It's a brand new game. It's actually by the people who the people who remade the original trilogy. It's not them. I think it's Toys for Bob. They did the remaster of the Spyro trilogy. They're the ones that are doing this Crash 4. Right. And they got a lot to live up to adding the 4 there, because that means it's canonical 1, 2, 3, 4 now. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
Maybe we'll get, but just not on my radar right now.
Yeah, I might not get released because it's the full $60 price tag, but with the 100 plus levels, I guess I can see why. but I'm definitely looking forward to it at some point. And then what I was mentioning earlier about getting back to kind of a Twitch talk. So Mixer shutting down on July 22nd officially. That came as a surprise to most Mixer streamers as much as everybody.
Yeah.
And suggesting people move to Facebook. Now, I know people who have tried that and have come back to Twitch. So
it is like a big topic, is that, because there's so many ups and downs. I said at the end of last year, Mixer won't be around for long. I don't know why they closed. I've not read any official statements on why they've done it. They did it very abruptly, and even the staff didn't even know it was happening. Which was a kick in the teeth for them.
right.
And like Shroud and Ninja even getting the contracts that they had to even walk away with what I think Ninja walked away with 30 million and Shroud walked away with 10.
It's crazy.
And now the free agents. And I saw something the other day with Tim the Tapman. Someone said in his chat, and it got put all over like news and stuff. Someone put in as a donation, TTS was like, "Oh, you're kicking yourself now. You didn't take that Mixer deal." He never announced anything, but he just looked at the camera and just kind of shook his head and just put his head down. So there was a rumor there he might have been possibly going, and he denied it. But Mixer is a big company as well, so I don't understand why they've done it, because they've got a lot of money behind it.
Right.
So
I guess Ninja was their Hail Mary for keep staying alive, I guess, but I don't know. I'm sure we'll learn more in the future what happened and why it was so sudden.
Yeah.
Because Mixer Mixer and YouTube are the only real competitions for Twitch.
Yeah, that's the thing, is a lot of people are sleeping on YouTube as a live streaming service. And then I think in the next year, 2 years, if Twitch don't do anything about their current algorithms, they're going to have an issue with YouTube really bad.
That's where Ninja went.
Yeah, we did find out that obviously he did a possible test stream on his channel the other day, right?
Yeah.
Was it the 7th or something? 8th?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but like where Twitch needs to improve is their exposure to smaller streamers and smaller communities. And it's been being said now for like the last year, 2 years. Only thing they've added is a little drop-down feature going recommended, high to low, low to high, and started soon. It just started or something.
Yeah.
But they're not doing anything with clips, VODs, where YouTube have already got that built into their platform. So if I, like Tidus, I was browsing YouTube the other day, and you come up in my recommended. One of your podcasts come up in my recommended.
Cool.
Because obviously it's all about networking, and once you click one thing, it's got this rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
And this is why TikTok, Instagram have so many followers and awareness, is because they have these infinity pages. You don't go to a bottom of Instagram page and click go to next page.
Right.
You constantly carry on scrolling, and it's a rabbit hole. And Twitch needs to integrate something like that for clips that get made, or VODs, or highlights.
Right.
For example, for me to find you, I have to go to your channel, go to your clips, VODs, and that way. But there's nobody new to the platform that can see your work that you've done on Twitch, via your clips. That's the reason you make external content creation, example via YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. All right. So next gen new games might be priced $10 more. It looks like NBA 2K1 I think came out and said their PS4 edition is going to be $60 and their PS5 edition is going to be $70. This is US, of course. So nobody else has come out with pricing, so we don't know if that's the new standard or if that's just going to be them. I'm not too surprised. They've probably been needing an uptick in pricing considering how much dev cost is nowadays. But we'll see how that works out, and if that's a full-on thing or if that's just going to be a game-by-game basis. Yeah,
it is strange because like games are now getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I don't know if are they pricing it on the game file size, or or
Uh,
what, or how long they've worked on the game
that would be
to
a
make it up
good
the
question
cost.
for a game dev.
Yeah, because like look at Call of Duty now. What's it like? 200 gig, 240 gig. I don't play it much now, but I hear it's like
It's
every
ridiculous.
update they release out, it's like 30 gig, 40 gig.
The joke I keep hearing is that they don't want you to play any other game, so they make it bigger and bigger, so it takes up your whole hard drive.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy size.
Let's see. I
Um,
don't know if you've heard about the online threats towards the voice actress Laura Bailey in regards to Last of Us 2.
no.
So she voices Abby. I don't know if you know anything of the game
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we're not going to do spoilers,
Yeah,
but she plays Abby, and people don't like Abby. So there have been death threats to her and her children for playing this character.
yeah.
And
I have completed it, so I know
okay, I'm like
what happens.
3/4 of the way done.
Yeah,
But anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up. If you're one of these people, you're disgusting. This is not acceptable in whatsoever, especially towards the children, her children of all people. Just be good. Be a good person. It's a job. She's played villains before. She's played heroes before. She's Aloy. Laura Bailey is Aloy. So to hate her for as much of this as for any other thing is just ridiculous. So there's that.
I think the only thing they did wrong was it was all over the news and everything on like a couple of days after release. Is when the Last of Us 2 devs and there was advertising it and putting statements out. I think I saw it on Forbes and IGN. Is there was saying in the trailer you see the dogs and there was like, are we going to be able to kill these dogs? They were like, no, we're not putting the dogs in there. You're able to kill any of them kind of stuff.
Oh, I hadn't heard
Um,
that.
and there was other stuff like, is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? And then you find out it does, and it's just like, what is like the whole devs kind of lied, and it was all a big scandal kind of thing. And the director of the game actually put a personal apology out.
I had heard there was a scandal, but had not wanting to look at spoilers, I stayed completely
Yeah,
away from all that.
yeah,
So I'll be looking at it a lot, looking into it as soon as I'm done with the game, just to see what everything was about.
yeah. The worst thing is I actually saw a spoiler that I saw in the game, and that's like midway through, and that was only because it come up in my recommended because I have watched the trailer via YouTube, and it come up in my recommended, and I saw the thumbnail and the title. I was like, what?
Yeah, that sucks sometimes. That's the one bad thing about
Yeah,
the YouTube algorithm is sometimes it's like you show a little interest in something, and they want to show you everything.
yeah,
But all right, moving on from that, Ubisoft I think has an event on Sunday to show off some of their games, including the newly revealed Far Cry 6.
yeah.
So that should be interesting, as well as I'm sure more details on Watch Dogs and things of that nature. Hopefully, some new stuff.
Yeah, they'll definitely announce because they push Syndicate back as well. The Watch Dogs. I'm guessing it's just because of all the COVID stuff. So
Development, I'm sure,
that's,
slowed down for a lot of
yeah,
titles.
yeah, that's been pushed back, and I think it starts at 8 p.m. BST for me tomorrow, 12th. So
So,
we'll
yeah, I'll be looking
possibly
forward to see
watching
what
that.
they announce there. I'll probably only end up. What you said, 8 p.m. for you?
Yeah, 8 p.m. for me. Yeah,
It's
so
like
2 o'clock. No, for 3 o'clock.
3
3
o'clock.
o'clock for you.
Uh, so I'll probably catch that on like Twitter updates or something. All right. So I saw an article that said European stores are no longer able to sell full digital titles via codes anymore. So if you want to go buy Call of Duty digital, you do it through the store directly, like the online store directly, versus doing it at a physical location because I guess they can't sell the codes anymore. Online membership cards. This is for Nintendo. Sorry, this is specifically for Nintendo.
Oh, okay, okay.
So online membership cards for the online service are fine, and DLC codes are okay, but I guess they've said the business just isn't there. So that's about as much as I saw on that.
Yeah, I've not heard about this. Then this is over in Europe, you said.
Yes, it's European locations. I found this article on IGN.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Joy-Cons, for anybody who knows, and most of you who have Switches do know, there's the Joy-Con drift. It sucks, and Nintendo is currently in the middle of a lawsuit for it. They've come out with an apology, but nothing else because they are in the middle of a lawsuit. So hopefully at some point in time they fix it. But at this point, it's ridiculous. My wife is dreading. She's got the special Animal Crossing edition, and she's dreading the day that the drift comes because that means she's got those special controllers she can't get anywhere else. So I hope they find a fix for it soon. The fact that they built it into the Switch Lite and it still has that problem is like really bothersome to me.
Okay. Yeah, I've been looking at getting a Switch. I've just not got around to getting one yet.
I've got a Pro controller, so I mean, for the most part, I'm okay. But mine started drifting like 2 months ago. So if I'm in Animal Crossing, I leave the console just there. He'll just start walking up.
Just walking by himself.
Just walking by itself. And you can adjust it downwards, and it'll stop. But all the time, I'm having to fight from him going up to go down and stuff. And imagine games like Mario Kart with something like that. How do you even do that?
Yeah.
So, and it's a problem that I'm told it's not a matter of if, but when. So I hope they have a better than an apology going forward.
Yeah, well, I suppose is Nintendo's Chinese, right? Is it Chinese?
Japanese.
Tokyo? Japanese. Okay, because what is it? There's a lot of things over here in Europe right now that's being banned coming from over there, which is insane. Nintendo was a possible talk in that, which was mad. So, because I understand TikTok's a thing right now as well.
Is it?
Yeah, TikTok's possibly getting banned. So maybe we'll have an influx in people going over to YouTube again.
Only time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
See, Animal Crossing had their update on July 3rd to add diving and sea creatures as well as some other little things. See, Nintendo is stepping away from mobile games for now. I guess a lot of the ones that they put out so far haven't been all that lucrative, which I'm not surprised. I've never been a fan of the models that they've used for most of their games. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
No.
They have Mario Kart on there, Animal Crossing, and it's all got like microtransactions. And I just don't think it works the way they do it. So they're stepping away for a little bit.
Okay.
Apex is coming to Switch and Steam with crossplay. I'm excited for that. I do play a little bit of Apex, and to be able to have it on the Switch and crossplay means I actually get to play more of it. Have you played any Apex?
Yeah, I played some Apex. I played it on launch. Played it for a good couple of months just because this was through the Battle Royale phase.
Right.
And we tried it out, loved it, had fun with it, and then not played it. Well, the first time I played, and I stopped playing it like season 1. I didn't buy the season 2 pass, so.
Yeah, I stopped playing for a little bit too. At the beginning of season 2, I think I trailed off, and I didn't get back until recently season 5. So, yeah. But I enjoy it when I can get a good group going. So, but yes, crossplay is the big one there.
Yeah.
There was a Pokemon Direct last month that people loved. For a specific reason, but in that Direct we had Pokemon Smile. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. It's the teeth brushing app.
No.
It's literally like a mini game. It's meant for kids where you put it to their face and they're brushing into the camera and they're trying to, it shows you how to brush correctly, and at the end you catch a Pokemon.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So that's a thing. It exists.
It's just weird.
It is, but Pokemon.
How many advertisements are on that?
I don't know. If you've been online, you've probably seen, or I guess you haven't, but they do have ads online, and it's just you see a little Pikachu dancing around while some kid's brushing his teeth. So yes, that's a thing. Pokemon Cafe Mix was also announced and has been released. It's a free to start puzzle game that's on the Switch and mobile. Pokemon Go is getting Mega Evolutions for people who still play Pokemon Go. And Pokemon Snap 2 was announced, which was the big thing that everybody was happy about. So I don't know if you played Pokemon Snap back in the day.
No, I played Pokemon Go, though. Like, after work, me and my assistant manager at the time, he used to go for a drive for about 2-3 hours after work. This was 1 o'clock in the morning, and we'd go and catch some Pokemon. And we've come into some funny encounters playing Pokemon. We went into just the middle of nowhere because there was a gym. And next thing you know, we saw 3 cars pulled up. There's people going, "Are you catching this? Are you fighting this?"
Oh yeah,
And it was like, "What team are you? What team are you?" Yeah.
back when it first came out, especially because you can't go out a lot right now. You'd be walking down the street and you see somebody looking at their phone. It's like, I bet they're playing Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. And then there was a congregation of people outside of this church. Like they would have no affiliation with the church. There's there to catch Pokemon.
I don't know if it was ever. I never looked to see if it was a real video. Did you see the video when Mewtwo came out in raids? Like raids were first a thing. There was a video of like somebody in Japan. There was a gym in the middle of a highway, and there was hundreds of people just rushed into this highway to go to do this raid because they wanted the Mewtwo.
So, I've not seen that.
It's a couple of years old at this point. I'm not sure if it was real or if it was more of a meme, but I saw that and I was like, oh Lord.
No, I've not seen that.
But
It'd be funny to see. I'll check it though.
anyway, they announced at the end of that first direct that there was something special they needed to announce the week after. And they came and everybody thought it was going to be a new Pokemon Let's Go game or the next remakes or something. And it was Pokemon Unite, which is going to be a Switch and mobile, and it's a MOBA game, a Pokemon MOBA. So a lot of people were angry at that. Like, it got like the most dislikes Nintendo's ever gotten on a video on YouTube. But I haven't said this live, but this is all Nintendo's fault. If they put Unite with the previous direct and put Pokemon 2, Snap 2 on its own, everybody would have been fine. They would have been like, oh, it's a game, whatever. But to make a big deal out of it and make it this game that the mainstream Pokemon people did not want, that was their problem.
Okay.
Then the last thing I got on the list is just a little information. So I don't know if you know about. You said you don't look too much into Xbox. Xbox has announced Xbox Smart Delivery for the Series 1.
So I do follow I do follow both consoles. I just don't follow much with Nintendo.
Gotcha.
So when it comes to console, yeah, the smart delivery is pretty cool.
Yes, for anybody who doesn't know, and this is, I'm not a big Xbox guy. I haven't owned an Xbox in a long time, but this is pretty cool. So Smart Delivery is available for Xbox Game Studios games, for all of them, and then third-party developers are able to take advantage if they'd like. Basically, the system automatically takes care of recognizing what console you're on, and puts the right data on it, and if you have a previous save on, let's say, Xbox One, it'll carry over to the Xbox One X. The example they give is if you've been playing Gears 5 on Xbox One, if you buy the Xbox Series X, the console, install Gears 5 because you already have it because you have it on One, the system will automatically install the upgraded, optimized version, and it'll continue in the same point in the campaign you were. So, pretty cool stuff, and I hope PlayStation has something similar to go along. I doubt it if they haven't started already, but yeah, like you said, unique, and
it's a very good selling point.
It is
for games. I have when I watched the conference and coming up, I was wondering like, what is this? What is Smart Play? And I was like, and then we looked up. I was like, that's pretty, because they never talked about what it was on the announcements.
Right. Yeah, they went into more detail later.
Yeah, so a lot of people doing research after this are like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And they do have another, sometime this month, in the next week or two, they have another, I think it's a third-party games announcement, or is it first-party? They have a games, kind of like PlayStation's was. They had all their games and stuff come out. Xbox is going to have their own in the next week or two. It's something else to look out to. See what games
and then we'll have, well, when's games come? Is it usually August?
Well, that's not going to be. I assume that's not going to be live.
Yeah, like, they'll because Gamecom usually announce all the games for all platforms, right? And it's usually just pure games, but that might not happen this year because of COVID. Because like PlayStation and Xbox are usually just usually do more stage shows, right? And they don't just do what they've done this year with just games and games and games and games.
Right.
So it just depends if that will happen this year.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it will, but we'll see. All right. So that takes us through the gaming news. Is there anything that's happened recently that you wanted to talk about that I didn't mention?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
no.
All right,
That's the
then.
thing there.
That's going to wrap up the news portion. So, we're here to wrap up. First, I'll say thank you, Bits, for joining me today. It was great having you. Great to get to know you better. Thank you, everybody, for coming to watch. If you guys have any questions for Bits or myself, now's the time to throw them in the chat, and we'll answer them. We'll be choosing the winner of the sub after we end this portion of the stream. So, like I said, any questions, let us know. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
been
appreciate it as well. It's been fun.
yeah, absolutely. Again, getting to know you, a lot of the history that I didn't know, which is why I like doing this, is because like, oh, I never knew you did that, or had done that before. It's pretty cool. So, what game are you streaming tonight? Says Chew on it.
We're going to be debuting on the stream tonight with Hunt Showdown. We're going to be debuting tonight. First time. Not played it yet, so first reactions.
If you guys know anybody who might be interested in joining me, whether you know them personally or somebody you'd like to see on, throw in the if you're watching this on YouTube, throw it in the comments. If you're here on Twitch, throw it in the chat, and I'll try to get them on. Yeah, that's next month's guest. We're doing one a month right now. We have actually Lizabelle and GlamourFaerie, so we have a double guest. And then I've got the next 2 months after that lined up as well. We have Roszipou for next month is August. So August for Glamour and Lizabelle, September for Roszipou, October for VinnieInTheLab. So everybody take care and thanks for watching.